Today we will discuss how we start a project in Revit 2014. As you can see your screen, this is the home screen of Revit 2014. To initiate a project, first we go to this new tab, and here you can see it's asking for the template file, whether you want a construction template, architectural template, structural template, or mechanical template. From here we go to browse, and there are two type of templates. One is in imperial and the other one is in metric. So this totally depends upon in which we are modeling our project. Either it's in metric or it's an imperial. So as of now we'll go to the US metric, and we'll just select this default metric template, and I'll say open. And here I'll create a new project, not a project template. Project template is something which we will discuss later, and this is we'll create a new project, and I'll say okay. Here you can see this screen, home screen. Here in this project browser, this is the floor plan, the properties, this is the properties tab, and this is the project browser. Means by default in this template we it has created two levels, level 1, level 2. It's created the ceiling plan, the elevations. Now we'll start modeling. First of all, we'll just do one thing. If we have a project CAD files, like the owner has provided us the CAD files, what we will do is we'll go to this tab over here on the top. We'll say insert. Here I will say link CAD, and automatically it has opened a screen. So from here, for example, where I have kept my this project, I'll go to desktop. I'll select a new folder. Here I have some elevations, plans and sections which the client has provided me. I'll go to plan, and I'll select a normal ground floor plan. Just one thing which should be kept in mind while importing is the positioning should be always origin to origin, and you can also check it placed at level 1. Yes, we are placing it on level 1, and here it should be current view only, otherwise it will be visible in all the floor plans. So we'll check this up so that it gets visible only in ground floor plan, and I'll say open. Now this is the position of this one. This is the floor plan which got imported. So now what we will do is just one second, I am not able to check this out. Define and shade it. Okay, thank you. Now in this is the imported file. We'll just move this file between these are the elevation markers in Revit. This shows you the different elevations, north, south, east, west. Now this is the imported CAD file. This is not visible in any other view. This is only visible in the view where we have imported this file. Now this is what we did. Imported a plan. Now for creating elevations, before starting the modeling, we will see the elevations. Like this is a by default elevations. They have given level 1 0 and level 2 4000. Now what we do is we will open that elevation file. I'll go to this. I'll say elevations. I'll open a front elevations for levels. Now here I see there is a level 00. There is a stilt floor level called plus 280, and ground floor is 2830. This is 5855, and these levels I'm getting from the elevations. Now what I will do is I'll minimize this. I'll open my Revit. Now here I will create another level. For creating a level, I'll go to the architectural tab. I'll say this is a level over here. I'll click on this. It gives me the dimensions. I'll say this and I'll keep it over here. By default, it is taking level 3 by 600. First, I will do is I'll rename this by double clicking. I'll say this is GROUND ground floor. I'll say OK, and this is saying would you like to rename the corresponding views. When I'll say this yes, you see in the project browser the name of level 1 updated automatically to ground floor. Similarly for level 3, this is level 3 is because by default they have created level 1 and level 2. In this level 3 I'll double click over here. I'll say tilt floor. I'll say OK, and again would you like to rename the corresponding level. I'll say yes. Again in the project browser here this is stilt floor. Now in the dimension I saw in the elevation the stilt floor is 280 on. I'll say 280. OK, and it automatically came down. And ground floor is 0, stilt is 0. And now again I'll go to the elevation. I'll say ground floor is 2830. Sorry, okay, ground floor is 280. This is 00 level. This is not a ground floor. This is 00 level. I can 00 level. Yes. Now here I will say this is ground floor GR floor. I'll say yes and I'll say 2830. Similarly, I can create as many as levels I want. I'll do one thing, I'll create one more level. I'll say it first floor, and I'll check in the CAD that what is the level of the first floor. I'll open my CAD file. First floor is 5855. Here I'll just double 5855. This is how we will create the elevations. Now again I'll go to my 00 level where I have imported my CAD file. Now we will start creating walls. Now we are done with the levels. We will the most important part now which I'll discuss is creating grids. So in every floor plan you have received from the client side, there are grids mentioned in it. Means for proper coordination between architecture, structure, MEP, grids plays the most important role. So now what we will do is we will start creating grids. On the architecture tab on the top front side there is a button called grid. I'll click on this and there I can draw the grid. I can draw the curved grid also and I can pick the line. So first I'll just go and pick the line. I'll select this grid A. Now you see, sorry, grid 1. Now see it has created a grid 1. I'll create similarly I'll create the grids this side. So 1, 2 and 3 grids are done. Now I'll create the grids A, B, C. Here when I'll click on this A, I want that first this text to be A. So I'll double click on this 4. Sorry, I'll double click on this 4. I'll say A. This is the A grid. Now I want this A on the left hand side of this plan. So as you see this, there is a check over here. I'll remove this check and I'll check this side. This is now grid A. Again I'll go to the architecture tab, grid, and I'll select the other grid, and this is Again you will see the B is coming on the right hand side. I'll again do the same exercise. I'll remove this check. I'll check it here. Same way to C, the C and the D1. This is D, and at last this is E. So this is, we are done with the gridding part. Now to see whether these grids are visible in other levels also, I'll click ground floor level. Now I can see 1 2 3 grids, A B C D E grids. The grids are placed automatically in every level, and if I go to the elevation tab, I can see the grids are visible in the elevations also. So this is how we create grid before starting modeling of walls. So these grids are done. Now what we will do is, before architecture modeling, we will start the structural modeling. So likewise we'll do another thing. We will open, I'll go for the same project. I'm doing the structural part like columns, beams and footings. So I'll start a new project. I'll click on this R button. I'll say open. I'll say project, sorry, I'm extremely sorry, file. I'll say new project. Again the same thing, the template file will come. I'll browse for the template file. In the metric, I'll select this structure analysis default metric. This is the template file. I'll say open, create new project. I'll say open, okay. In this structural template, this is the same project, means I have created the levels and the grids in the architectural template, and this is the same project. So here I need not to create the elevation, means the levels, like this is the by default level in this template, and the levels are also level 1 level 2. So I will not create the same, I will not repeat the things. For that what I will do is, I will first, there is an option in this tab, insert tab, link Revit. I have saved that file in the name of architecture sample. I'll link that file origin to origin. I'll say open, and see here in this I have automatically the grids, and in elevation if I go, I have the elevations. So from this architectural, this structural template, what I will do is, I will delete, no I will not delete it, I will rename this template, this levels. I'll say 00 level SSL, SSL, and this is 50 below. I'll say yes, this is minus 50 We are assuming that the levels which we have created in this architecture one, they are the FFL. So this is SSL which I have created. And now this level 2 is 2830 ground floor. So again I'll rename this level as ground floor SSL. Yeah, again would you like to rename the corresponding views? I'll say yes, and I'll do it 2830 minus. So in this file we have different two different levels. One level is from the linked architecture file, the other levels is from the same file. So what we do is, again for the first floor plan, I'll create another level. I'll say level over this one, means this. I'll say first floor SSL. Yes, this should be 5500. Sorry, 5850. 5850. Sorry, 5805. So now we have a difference of 50 mm in FFL and SSL. So now what we do is, again we'll go to this 00 SSL. Here the grids are automatic. First I will do is I will insert a CAD file, the structural CAD file. I'll go to my drawing, I'll say structural, I'll say ground floor, I'll say origin to origin, I'll say open. So it is placed over here. Now I will align these grids. Now I will align these grids. I will do move, or what I can simply do is I will align grid A with grid A and grid 1 with grid 1. So now there is no need of drawing the grids again and again. Or if we need to draw grids, there is an option in Revit which is called copy monitor. I'll do is I'll go to collaborate. There is an option over here, copy monitor. I'll say select link. I'll select this link. I'll say copy. I'll say multiple. I'll select these grids. I'll say this. I've selected all the grids. I'll say finish. Now the grids are automatically created in the structure level. Means if I hide this CAD file and if I hide this, see, I have now the architecture file is not in this, but these grids are created in this structural file. So this is how we do the coordination between architecture and structure elements. Moving ahead in the structural template, we will first model the columns, the beams and the slab and footings also. So here is my this linked CAD file. From here we can see the sizes of the column, RCC columns, the beams. We should have this schedule for the beams. For now let's start modeling this column. First we'll check the dimensions. We can also check the dimensions from this schedule received from the client. This is 1050 by 300. So what we will do is we'll go to the structural tab. There is a called column and select the column. Now here I have some concrete rectangular columns. So I'll select any one. I'll place over here. I'll keep this column and I'll modify this as per my dimensions. So it was 1050 by 300. I'll select this column. I'll say edit type and I'll duplicate this column and I'll rename it 1050 by 300. And renaming is not only the thing which we have to do, we'll have to edit the dimensions also. And this 300, I'll say okay. So here's my column 1050 by 300. I'll simply select this level. Now what I need to do is I need to check the levels. From this level is this column is going from ground floor to the first floor. So here I can see we have the base level 00 SSL and the base offset is they have given, so I'll do base offset. First I'll select the top level. It's from going from 00 level to ground floor SSL. and base offset is 0 0. Now I'll move this column over this column. Now in 3D, see this column is visible in 3D as well. I will show you this, and I will also open an elevation where it is showing this column. This column is growing from ground floor, from 00 SSL level to ground floor SSL level. Now likewise, I'll check on the size of the another column. I can check the schedule in the received from the CAD file. It's 750 by 300. So what we do is I'll select this column. I'll say copy this column from here, and I will select this column, and I will I will duplicate this column, and I'll say 750 by 300, and okay. And here also I will modify the size 750 by 300. I'll say okay, and I will align this column over here. Again, this column should have the same properties as the previous one, means starting from base level and up to top level, what are the levels it's going. And we'll select only this small portion, grids 1 and 2 and grids A and B. The same, what I'll do again is I'll see that this is the same size column over here. I'll place this column over here. I have copied this column from grid 1A to 1B. Again, this is the same column, and I'm copying this column from here to. If we have different sizes of columns, we can simply we can simply do the exercise which I did. Means we can edit, we can duplicate, and we can put the sizes as per our requirements. Now here, this is a beam they have shown GB7, and here is GB1. So either we can see the schedule, the structural schedule of the beams, or here now we'll do a simple exercise. We'll create some beams. Okay, so here we'll go to the this structural tab. Here on the left hand side we have an option of creating a beam. I click on this. I'll say there is a rectangular concrete beam 300 by 600. So I'll just put this 300, select this 300 by 600. I'll drag a line from here to here, and you can see the beam is here, and I'll simply align this beam over here. Now I will check the levels. The reference level of this beam is SSL. So if we see in 3D, this beam is created on the bottom. This beam can be copied on the same size, we have the same size to the top also. So first what we will do is, again I'll go to this 00, I'll create another beam GB1. Let's see the size, the width of this GB1, again 300. So again I'll click on this beam, I'll say 300 by 600. I'll again creating this from here to here to here, and I don't have any beam on this side, but on the bottom side I have GB2. Again let me check the size. I think again it's 300, so width is 300. Again I'll select and I'll say beam 300 by 600, starting from this column to this column. Now these beams are on the base. What we will do is, first, as you see, these beams are on the base. Now first we will go to the elevation. Here I will create a level called top of footing. I'll go to the architectural tab, I'll go to the level, and I'll create a level called top of TOT dot N dot F. Say this level to minus 3000. Okay, now I want these columns over here from top of footing to SSL also. So I'll do one thing. I'll select all the columns with the help of control button. I'll say control C, and in the modify tab I have an option of paste, and paste aligned to selected levels. I'll select the level. I want this level top of footing, okay, and up to level SSL, and this is 0 here. Now you can see I have this column going from bottom to this top of footing to SSL. Now I will create some footings. I'll go to the structural slab. First I'll go to the 0, 0, 0. Here I have isolated footings. We have a default footing 1800 by 1200 by 450. I'll just select this default footing and I'll keep this footing over here. Okay. Now I'll select this footing. I'll move this level to top of footing, the level of this footing. Now you see this footing is over here. I'll go to the top of footing and I can move this footing to the center of this column. Likewise, I can copy this footing, the same footing, to below under every column. Now we have footings also done. I want these beams of the same size to on the ground floor level also. I'll again do the same exercise. I'll select these beams with the help of control button. I'll say control C, and again I'll go to this modify tab. I'll select this paste align to selected levels. I'll say ground floor SSL, okay, and see these beams are copied to the above level. So this is a small exercise which we did in this structure, and I'll save this file. I'll say structure str underscore sample. I'll say save. Now I have saved this file. I have saved both the files, structure and architecture both. In this saved file, now we will draw the structural slab. I'll go to again the structure tab over here. There is an option called slab. I'll say slab. Now, first of all, I'll say there is a foundation slab 150 mm. These are the few by default slabs which are over here. So I'll select this 150 mm foundation slab, and the level is 00 SSL. I'll just create this rectangle from the internal side of this beam column to this level. This is as simple as, means very simple job. I'll say okay. Now we see in 3D I have created the slab. Same goes above also. I can copy the same slab. I'll say again do the same control C, and I'll go to the modified tab. I'll paste align to selected levels. I'll say ground floor SSL. Say okay. Now what we will do is, now we will link this structural file to the architectural file, and we'll start modeling some like walls, doors, windows, the finished floor, everything. I've closed that structural file. Now I'll open the architectural file. I'll go to this R. I'll say open. I'll say project, and I'll go to the place where I've saved my architectural list. I'll say open. Now this is my normal architectural plan where I have imported the CAD also. First, I'll do a small exercise of linking the structural file into this architecture plan. I'll again go to this insert tab. There is an option of link Revit, and I'll go to this structural sample. I'll say open, and see it is not placed where it should be. I'll try it once again. I'll check this option structural sample, and say this option to origin. I'll say open. Now you can see the structural file is automatically over the architectural file with no distortion. Means the A grid is going over A, the 1 is going over 1. We can check. So means no need to move the files after importing. We just need to check the option of origin to origin. Now we see in this 3D, this is the linked structural file because we haven't created anything in architecture. So now we'll start modeling this small area on the architecture walls. First I need to check the width of this wall from the CAD. It's 230 mm. I'll go to this architectural tab. I'll say wall. Here I have few walls with various depth 200 to 225, 300. So I'll select this 200 mm. I'll say edit type. I'll say duplicate. I'll duplicate this wall. I'll rename it. I'll say 230 mm thick wall. I'll say okay. And after renaming it, I'll go to this structural part. I'll say this edit. Over here I can see the width. It's 200 mm. I'll say it's 230 mm. Now for placing the plasters on the both sides, I'll go to this tab called insert. I'll click on this insert and I'll give the width. I'll say one is 15 mm for the exterior side, and I'll leave another one is 10 mm on the interior side. So I'll move up above this core boundary, and I'll just select this 10 mm to down after this core boundary. Now this is now the total thickness of this wall is 250 mm, which includes the brick also and the plaster also. We can also assign the materials from here for the structure, and for this plaster I'll select drop down this menu. I'll say this is finish 1, and I'll say this is also a finish 1. We'll select the materials for the structure. I'll click on this tab by category. Here I will see few, and on the top of side there is option of search. I'll simply type brick. Yes, I want this is the surface pattern of this brick, and this is the cut pattern, and I'll say okay and okay. The finish I want plaster. So if I cannot find the plaster in this my search options, I'll simply see this AEC materials over here. I'll click on this plaster, and from here I can select this plaster, and I'll simply click OK. Same goes with this one, plaster, OK, OK, and I'll say OK. Now the most important thing, where the base level and the top level. The base level is 00 level, and the top level I want this to be the ground floor level, from 00 level to ground floor level. Say okay. Now again I have options of dragging the line and picking the line. I'll just simply pick, and I'll select the option of finish face exterior from here, and I'll select this wall, and here it goes. I've created a simply clicked on that CAD file, and it has created a wall over here. You can see the 15 mm thickness, the 10 mm thickness on the both sides. Simply I'll create another wall. I'll write a shortcut WA for wall, and again I'll click this. I'll click over here. It has created a small wall. Again on this side there are two small walls over here. So I have created this wall. Now I'll drag this wall to this column over here, and to the column on the right hand side I'll drag. Okay, now this is the 230 mm wall I have placed. Same way we'll do for the 115 mm walls. I'll select this wall, I'll go to edit type, I'll say duplicate. It's very important to duplicate each and every item we are creating, otherwise it will change the 230 mm wall into 115 mm wall. So I'll rename it. I'll say 115 thick wall. This is the renaming, and after renaming I'll click on this edit button in the structure, and from here I'll say 115. Materials are same, but the plaster thickness should be 10 on both ends, so I'll click on this 10. Okay, and I'll say okay, okay, and I will simply create this 115 thick wall. I'll select this, and this is 115 again. This is 115 here. I have 115 I have 115 here. Now I'll simply join these walls by saying a command called trim, and where this trim is not work, I'll just drag this wall to the ends, and with this wall, and over here also I'll drag this wall to ends. Now okay, these two walls also, I have a wall WA 115 thick wall. So okay, okay, here I'm picking these walls, I'm picking over here, and I'm dragging this to here. Now I'll do one thing, I'll see the 3D. This is simple 3D. Now you see the walls are going above these beams and above the slab also. I'll simply go to the elevation tab, I'll select any elevation, I'll select this wall, and I'll say this is going to up to level and minus 50, and this minus 200, sorry, below this structural slab. Now here also I drag it down over here below the beam. I can either put the value, or I can simply drag them down to their desired location. So this way I can simply do the walls part. See, I've cut a section. I want these walls to go below this slab, and I'll say simply align, and I can select align. And now after clicking this wall, I have an option, it's minus 200, means the 50 is the floor finish level and 150 is the thickness of the slab. So I'll just select the interior walls, and I'll say minus 200 for the top offset. And here in the base also you can see there is a difference of 50 but I want these walls to start from the above the structural slab, so I'll put the base offset also minus 50 over here, and I can select all the walls. I'll go to the filters, check none, I'll say walls, okay, and I can simply give the offset, base offset minus 50, and here below the beams I can simply drag it down over here. Same with everywhere. I have now let me check the section. This I'll select this wall, base offset is minus 50 and the top offset is minus 200. This is not a repetitive exercise, we'll do it only once, and once we have the top levels and the base levels we can simply do it only once, and we can put in the values and complete it. After finishing these walls, we will now insert some doors and windows into it. So let me see. This is a D6. The schedule must be given in the CAD files received. I'll simply check the dimension. I'll simply check the width of this door, and I'll say from here to here it's 910 mm width. I'll go to this architecture and there is option of door. I'll click on this and there are many doors. So if I have the size, it's okay, otherwise I can change the size also. I'll say this single flush door, it was 910, so I have a size by default size 915 by 2134. I'll select this door. I want of 910. I will not take off 915. I'll say edit type. I'll say duplicate this floor and I'll say the size to be 910 by 2100, and I'll say okay. And after changing this name, renaming it, I will change the height also, the size also. This is 2100 and here I'll say 900, sorry, 910, and I'll say okay. And now I have this size door. I have placed this door over here. Same I will check with this one. This is D7. I'll check the dimension over here. It's 800 mm. I'll again go to door. I'll see if I have the 800 mm. I have 864 mm. So I'll again select that one. I'll say edit type. I'll say duplicate. Again I want 800 by 2100. I'll say okay. Again I'm change the size 2100 over here. The width is 800. I'll say okay, and I'll place this door over here. If you want to see like what is happening in 3D, I'll simply say I'll open a 3D with it and I'll drag a bit down. Sorry. Now you can see the doors are placed. This is showing like this because I have dragged this a bit down and then move this up, and these are the doors. So likewise I will place windows also. I have a window named over D2. I will check the width of this D2. It's 2660. And again go to the architectural tab. I'll say window. I'll click on the window. I'll say fixed window. I think I don't have this much big size, so I'll select the biggest size and I'll say edit type. I'll say duplicate and I'll rename it. It's 2660 by 2100. Renamed it, and height is 2100 and the width is 2660. I'll say okay. I'll place this window over here. I have placed the window. Let's see what is happening in the 3D. And this is the window, and at any time if I want to change, this window is going in the beam. So what I can do is either by the schedule I can change the sill height over here. I'll say 100. I'll bring this down and now it's okay, or I can change the height of this window as per the schedule, the door window schedule received from the client. So this is a small exercise of how we do this doors and windows. Now I will do the flooring, the finished floor level. In the architecture tab I have an option of floor. I'll click on this. I'll say floor architectural. Again I have an option of creating, like I'll select a simple rectangular over here. I'll draw a rectangle from one end to the other end. I'll say and in the properties tab you can see the level is 00 level, and here the floor is generic 150 mm, but I don't want a 150 mm floor finish. I'll say edit type, I'll say duplicate, I'll say marble 50 mm, and I'll say okay. And again I'll go to the structure tab, I'll say okay, and from here I'll set the thickness 50 mm, and material I'll go to this tab, I'll say marble, and if I don't want to have any here, I can select this AC materials, flooring, I have a terrazzo flooring, uh, yes I have, okay, I'll do is I'll select flooring, I'll select this terrazzo flooring, and yes this terrazzo, I'll say okay, I'll say okay, and okay, and I'll say finish. Now I have created a finished floor level over here in the plan, in this room, the kitchen area. Now I'll see what happens in 3D. See, this is automatically about the slab which we have created in the structure. We can also change the presentation of this. I'll again go to edit, I'll go to this terrazzo floor, click over here. I can assign a surface pattern, means I want a surface pattern like a checker box or something like that. Okay, I'll say vertical lines, and in the cut pattern I'll say diagonal cross hatch. Okay, 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 okay. Now see, in the diagonal lines in the surface pattern, and when I cut it I will get the cross hatch. If I cut a section from here, I click on this section, I'll select a section here, right click, I'll say go to view, and this is the section of that room, and see, you have the cross hatches over here. This is the finished floor level. Or if we want, we can change the material also, means the colors, the RGBs, and I'll click on this, go to the appearance, I'll click on this, I want something yellowish. Okay, I'll say apply. Okay, okay, okay. Now this comes in yellow. Again, for this toilet, again I will draw a floor. I'll say again duplicate this floor, edit type, duplicate. I want stone. Okay, I'll say edit. I'll click on this terrazzo, and again I'll go to this flooring. I have vinyl tile, vinyl sheet flooring, cork tiles, bamboo terrazzo, or we can search something else. I have some. So I have this vinyl tile, vinyl composite tile. I'll say okay, or I can go to this tile. I'll say yes. I'll select this porcelain 6 inches tile, and I'll say okay, 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 and I'll select this. I'll again create a small rectangle in this toilet in the interiors, and now we'll see in 3D what happened to our toilet. See, this is that stone, and we can again check if we want to give a color. We can give different color. say okay, and here means we can identify the flooring also. So I have placed the flooring also. The flooring is done, the doors windows are done. After this, now we will do a small exercise on quantifications for schedules and the quantities. On this view tab on the top hand side, there is an option called schedules. I'll click on this, I'll click on the schedules and quantities, and it gives me the option of taking out the schedule of anything. So from starting, first I'll do a door window schedule. I'll select on this door, there is a door schedule. I'll say okay, and this is the fields whichever I want in my schedules. I'll say family and type. Is there fire rating, frame material, frame type, function, what is the head height, what is the level, what is the mark number, model, omni class, or whatever we have done. We have the rough width of the door with cell height because this, and width. I'll select this rough width, I'll undo this rough width, family type, and I'll say head height goes down, cell height goes up, level and head height, and I have the width, I'll move it down and I'll say OK. And this is the small schedule which is extracted from this. This is the door schedule, and this schedule can be found under on the this project browser. There is an option schedule and door schedule. Likewise, we can create window schedule or any schedule. Now we will do small quantification. I'll say do a small material takeoff for walls. I'll select walls, wall material takeoff. I'll say OK, and I want the area of the wall. I want the count of the walls. I want the family and the type I have used. I want the length of the wall. I want the material area. I want the material volume. Volume, add, width, remove. Now we can arrange this by ourselves. Family and type I'll on the top, and I'll say the width going up, the count going down, and I'll say volume area, and I've selected family and type, width, area, length, volume and count, and I'll say OK. Oh sorry, material volume, remove, I'll say OK. And this is the wall material takeoff. This is the basic wall, 230 mm thick wall, width is 255 mm, area is 13 meter square, the length of the wall, the material volume and the count. So this is a small exercise how we do the material takeoffs, and these material takeoffs can be extracted from this Revit file to the Excel file. And I'll simply select this R button over here, R. I'll say export, and I'll drop down the export side, and I'll say reports. I'll say schedule. I save this schedule, the wall material takeoff. I'll say save, and I'll say OK. I'll open my Excel, Microsoft Excel, and first I will open where I have kept my this Revit wall material takeoff. I'll say Control A, Control C. I'll open the Excel file and I'll do Control V, and here it has come in a proper format, and we can save this file. This is how we can do the material takeoff for everything. After this, now we are again doing learned a small exercise of how to bring these architecture and structural files into Naviswork and do the further clash detections and the other things. Now, what I will do is I'll open Naviswork Simulate. If we have Naviswork Manage, then we can easily do the clash detections. Now here in 2014, Naviswork 2014, there is an option of opening direct Revit file. Initially, what there was an option of opening exporting the NWC files, the Naviswork files from Revit, and then importing into Naviswork. But in 2014, it's very simple. We can easily see. I have imported the structural file into this. Now I will append for the second file in the say if I want to open, like I have opened the structural file in this one, and if I want to open the architecture also, I will have to do append, otherwise it will open as other project. I'll do architectural simple open. Now you can see we have both the files, architecture and structure, placed on the same levels, means we need not to move the files, their origin is not moved. See this. Further, we have options of means like reviewing it. If we have any like, first I will do, I have a query. If I have a query, what I will do is I will just make a viewpoint. Like I have this query, this wall is going up, you can see. I'll save a viewpoint on the right hand side. I'll say wall merging with beam. I have made this viewpoint. Now I will go to this review tab. I'll draw a cloud over here, and I can even write a text over here. Please review. Okay, and my this viewpoint is saved. I'll go to another. I'll check if I can see something else. This is not a clash detection. This is just a review I am doing, and I can just walk around this. I can also walk. I can have a third person added into this. We need to be very particular with the mouse when we are doing this, because so likewise we can make any number of clashes, and we can review, and we can send this NWC file to the people, those who are working on this project. I'm going down. I can simply look around for clashes. Now I will walk inside this, inside any room. Like I want to change this. I want to save a viewpoint over here, and I'll say add material. I've saved a viewpoint, and I can easily go to this the view tab. I'll again make a cloud over here, and I can again write a text over here. Please suggest a material. So this is likewise, I can save this NWC file and I can give it to the owner or the client, and we can easily review the snapshots, like which this is the first review I have done, this is the second review. So this is how we do a clash detection, Revit modeling, and thank you.